Hi guys, this is Jessica Morris for JesusWired, and I'm just here with Jonny Diaz. How are you, Jonny?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks so much for your time today. I just want to chat with you about your new EP, Everything is Changing, which came out in September. Can you tell me what the EP means for you?
Yeah, there's a lot going on in my life right now. A lot of good things. My wife and I had our first baby girl, Charlie Grace. She's almost 6 months old now. And at the time she was pregnant, I was writing songs for the new album. Touring the country. I was on a 40-city tour all over America, and also we run a business together. We run a gym together, my wife and I, and so we had a lot of things going on, and I knew that so much was changing in my life, but it was all good things. I was just trying to kind of figure out where God was leading us next, and so there's a line in one of the songs called "All Because of You." It's a song about my daughter, and it said everything is changing now, and I kind of felt like that was kind of where my life is, so I wanted to call the whole EP that.
Oh, awesome. That being said, how is the EP musically different from your previous work?
Instrumentally, it's not much different. I'm a singer songwriter. Write most of my stuff on the acoustic guitar, and so that's very prominent on the record. And the things we surrounded it with, drums, bass, electric guitar, keys, that didn't change much. But I do think that there's some differences in. We just tried to make sure we didn't overdo it on this record. There's when you're in the studio these days, it's so easy to record good sounding stuff. You tend to just kind of get into this idea of like, oh, if we can do it, we should do it. And so we wanted to go into this project with a little different mentality and say, okay, rather than what can go here, what should go here? What really needs to go here sonically? And so we tried to keep a little more space and a little more sparse production wise.
Yeah, definitely. So your lead single was Breathe, which I know has been out for a little while now. Can you tell me what that single was based on?
Yeah, so I mentioned a lot of the things going on in life right now. And I walked into a co-write. And I remember thinking before I went into this writing appointment, I remember thinking, man, I just don't have time to be here at all. There's too many things I have to do besides write a song right now. And I just had the worst attitude. And so as I walked in, my co-writers on that song, they just asked me. They said, "Okay, what's going on in your life? We can tell you're a little distracted." I said, "Guys, I just need to breathe a little bit. I just have a lot going on right now. Feel so busy, so stressed, and so we just kind of talked through that, and I realized, I'm not the only one who feels that way. They had a lot of those same feelings, and so when we realized that and we were able to talk through it, we were actually able to write a song about it, and hopefully, it's a song that I wrote because I needed to hear it, but hopefully other people can hear from it as well.
Yeah, definitely. So you mentioned Charlie Grace. 6 months is amazing. Congratulations. I,
Thank you.
she must be getting so big now. They grow so quickly.
It's
Um,
crazy. She's like crawling everywhere,
oh,
and she's just like too mobile. I wish she'd just slow down a little bit.
yeah, absolutely. Um, how has she? This is a really broad question. How has she changed your life?
Oh my goodness. I'm tired.
Yes.
She's there's just a new normal around our house. Like normal used to be getting 9 hours of sleep at night, and now it's 6 interrupted hours. And normal used to be leaving the house whenever we wanted and just saying like, "Hey, let's go here." Okay, we leave. Boom. Now it's like we have a half hour to prepare just to get anywhere, and so there's just so many new normals. But it's so fun. We just have had such an adventure with her, learning everything as we go, and just seeing her develop. It's Everybody told me they said it's the toughest and best thing you'll ever do, and they were exactly right.
Yeah. So how do you balance life now as a father, a husband, a musician, and you're the general manager at your fitness center as well? How do you balance all of that together?
Not very well sometimes. It's an adventure. Every day I feel like I don't quite get enough done for what I should get done. Luckily, music has definitely slowed up a little bit this fall. I haven't had quite as busy of a fall, but I am about to go out on a Christmas tour play a bunch of shows throughout December. And so, just kind of making sure I keep my priorities in line and trying to make sure that even through all the busyness, I have time to just kind of put God first and put my walk with Him first. Never letting my serving Him replace my knowing Him, because I know that's where it all stems from.
Yeah, actually, that touches on my next question, because I wanted to ask how you maintain that grounding and that how you stay refreshed in your relationship with God amidst the craziness of everything.
I don't always do it well, um, but for me, it's the standard answers of spending time in prayer and in Scripture, and spending time with my wife, making sure she gets made a priority with all the things going on as well. But with God, it's really become a mindset thing. Like with all the things going on, I can feel stressed and busy, and I can feel like these are tasks that I have to do, or I can choose to look at them as blessings. Say, all right, these are things God's put in my life, and so I can find joy in them. Obviously, He's going to strengthen me to do them if He put them in my life, and so it's just that changing my perspective on it really helps change my priorities.
Yeah. So you talk a lot. I mean, I read through the presser in about your latest EP, and you talk a lot about being authentic in your music. And I was curious, you're in the music aspect of your career, and especially in Nashville, it's very image driven, and it's very career driven. How do you sort of maintain that authenticity throughout your entire life and your career?
Um, I think not trying to act like I have it all together has been important for me. I tried that for a little while, and there's a pressure anytime you're in church, or especially if you're on a stage in a church. There's this pressure to look like you have it all together, and by laying that down and by admitting to everyone there that, hey, I'm a total mess, and without Jesus, I couldn't take a single breath. I learned that I'm not alone in that, and that everyone can kind of resonate with that, and that allowed other people, the audience members and the fans, to let their guard down a little bit. And so it's been just a neat idea, because through that, I realized that I can't really show Christ as my healer unless I show where I need healing, and I can't really show God as my redeemer unless I show where I'm broken. So being able to show those things actually makes God bigger in my life.
Yeah, no, I love that. Um, I've nearly finished. I just had a couple of quick questions to round things up. Is there a particular Bible verse at the moment that you're reading that you absolutely love?
Um, I've been reading Romans 8 lately, just the whole chapter, just because somebody told me, if you're going to start reading the Bible, that's where you start. And so I figured, as much as I've read the Bible, I just need to go back and make sure that I have the starting point right.
Yeah.
But specifically, I would say Micah 6:8 has been a verse lately that it's been challenging for me, and help us love mercy, do justly, walk humbly. If I get the first two of those correct, a lot of times I don't walk humbly, and I miss the third. So it's a challenge daily to kind of get all of those aspects lined up in my life.
Yeah. And also, for our audience, what can we pray for you about?
Just pray. You asked about how do I keep my priorities in line and keep God first. Just pray that we can continue to do that. I say we. I mean, my wife and I and my family, Charlie, Grace, that we can continue to do that as a family. And through all the busyness, that God does big things, but ultimately, He makes Himself known to us, even if it doesn't involve a lot of success at our business or with my music or whatever. Just that He makes Himself known to us and to those around us. That's our prayer.
Yeah, definitely we can do that. And last quick question, because you are in Nashville, what is the best place to go for coffee?
You know what? You're not going to believe me on this. I have never in my life had a cup of coffee.
I respect you so much for that.
I grew up not liking the flavor because my mom would always kiss me goodnight with coffee breath,
Hmm.
and it scarred me for life. And so now that I'm a father of a newborn and I really need coffee, I don't like the flavor at all.
That's
So I'm a
awesome.
horrible I'm a horrible person to ask, but I have heard that Bongo Java or Barista Parlor are the two places to go. I only go for their internet. That's about all I know.
Yes, free Wi-Fi is the best. Perfect.
Exactly.
Great. Look, that's all I have. But thank you so much for all your time, Jonny. I know that you were, as we said, flat out. So thank you for taking a quick moment to chat to us at JesusWired.
It's my pleasure. Thank you guys.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope the tour goes really, really well.
Thank you.